Your soulmate is trying to contact you. Open this before he gives up. Don't scroll, pause right here, because if these words reached you at this exact moment, this message is for you and your heart needs this right now more than you may want to admit. Listen to this carefully. This is not just another emotional message passing through your screen. This is a moment where the universe is intervening before silence turns into permanent distance. Stay till the end, because what you are about to hear is not meant to scare you, it's meant to wake you up gently, the way truth does when it can no longer wait. Somewhere, right now, your soulmate is standing at an emotional crossroads. He has been holding back words, replaying conversations in his mind, typing messages and deleting them, convincing himself to wait one more day, one more sign, one more moment of courage. And the universe is stepping in because that waiting is exhausting his soul. Listen to this moment closely. You may have felt it already. A sudden pull toward your phone. A strange heaviness in your chest. A random thought of him when you were doing something ordinary. A dream that felt too vivid to ignore. That wasn't coincidence. That was resonance. That was two energies touching without words. Don't scroll away from this truth. When a soulmate tries to contact you, it doesn't always start with a message. It starts with energy moving through space, through memory, through intuition. Your heart needs this reminder right now because you weren't imagining the shift. Something has been building quietly, patiently, painfully. Listen to this carefully. He didn't reach this point overnight. This urge to contact you has been forming through regret, through comparison, through moments where he realized that everyone else felt temporary while what he felt with you felt real. He tried to be strong. He tried to convince himself that silence was safer. He tried to believe that if he waited long enough, the feeling would fade. But real connection doesn't fade. It waits. And waiting eventually turns into urgency. Don't scroll, because this is important. The reason this feels time-sensitive is not because he wants attention. It's because he's afraid of losing the chance to speak his truth at all. Your heart needs this reminder right now because being wanted urgently is not the same as being chosen consistently, but urgency does reveal something honest. You mattered more than he was ready to admit. Listen to this moment. The universe doesn't bring messages like this to everyone. It brings them to people who are strong enough to hear truth without losing themselves. That's why this found you now, not earlier, not later. You are grounded enough to listen without chasing. Aware enough to feel without collapsing. Don't scroll away from this knowing. You may be wondering whether opening this door again would reopen old wounds. That fear is valid. But listen to this carefully. This message is not asking you to run back into the past. It's asking you to stand firmly in the present and notice how much you've changed. There was a time when his silence hurt you deeply, when you questioned your worth, when you waited for clarity that never came. But that version of you no longer exists. Your heart needs this reminder right now because you are not emotionally fragile anymore. You are emotionally aware. Listen to this moment closely. Angel numbers appearing around you lately were not random. 1111 when you felt a sudden thought of him without pain. 222 when you tried to stay balanced between curiosity and self-respect. For 44, when you ask the universe for protection before opening your heart again. These were preparations, not warnings. Don't scroll, because here's the truth most people never hear. The universe does not allow someone to feel urgency unless something real is at stake. He is feeling the weight of his own hesitation now. He is realizing that waiting too long might mean losing you not to another person, but to your own growth. Your heart needs this reminder right now because you didn't stay stuck while he stayed silent. You grew. You healed. You learned how to choose peace over longing. And that growth changed the dynamic entirely. Listen to this carefully. His attempt to contact you, whether it happens today, tomorrow, or energetically first, is not a demand. It's a release. He needs to speak because carrying this truth alone has become heavier than the fear of rejection. Don't scroll away from this truth. That doesn't mean you owe him anything. It means you are finally seeing the impact you had without having to beg for acknowledgement. Listen to this moment. The universe is not asking you to abandon your boundaries. It's asking you to listen to your intuition with clarity instead of fear. How does your body feel when you imagine hearing from him? Calm? Tight? Curious? Heavy? That reaction is your compass now. Your heart needs this reminder right now because intuition becomes sharper after healing, not weaker. Don't scroll, because this is where destiny feels personal. This message didn't interrupt your life by accident. It arrived because something is shifting, and that shift is meant to bring resolution, not chaos. Whether that resolution looks like honest conversation, peaceful closure, or a realization that you no longer need answers, it will not cost you your stability. Listen to this carefully. You are not being tested on how much you still care. You are being honored for how well you can care without losing yourself. And that is emotional maturity. Don't scroll away from this knowing. The universe knows that if he doesn't speak soon, the window will close. Not dramatically, not painfully, but quietly. Because you are moving forward. And that's why this moment matters. Not because you need him, but because truth deserves a chance to breathe before it's too late. Listen to this moment closely. Whatever happens next, you will not return to who you were. You will not shrink. You will not chase. You will not abandon your peace. You will respond, or not respond, from alignment, not attachment. Your heart needs this reminder right now because you are no longer waiting to be chosen. You are choosing yourself first. Don't scroll, because this is the cliffhanger the universe wants you to sit with. Something wants to be said. Something wants to be acknowledged. But you don't need to force it. You don't need to rush it. You simply need to stay present, grounded, and honest with yourself. Stay till the end of this feeling. Let it settle. Because whether he contacts you in words or energy, the purpose of this moment is the same, to free you from unanswered questions and anchor you in your worth. And if this message resonated, if it felt like it was speaking directly to you instead of just sounding good, then like, share, and subscribe in this same aligned flow, because messages like this arrive when the universe knows you are ready to hear what your soul already sensed was coming. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because what the universe is revealing now is the layer beneath the urgency, and this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now, even if you're trying to stay grounded and not read too much into what you're feeling. Listen to this carefully. When someone is trying to contact you and feels close to giving up, it's never about impulse. It's about exhaustion. Emotional exhaustion from carrying truth alone for too long. You may have sensed this shift without knowing why. A sudden calm mixed with alertness. A moment where you felt watched over, not in fear, but in awareness. A quiet inner voice saying, "Pay attention." That wasn't imagination. That was alignment. Stay till the end, because this is where understanding replaces tension. Your soulmate didn't suddenly wake up desperate. He arrived here after months of internal back and forth, after convincing himself that silence was safer than vulnerability, after choosing distance because it felt easier than accountability. But easy choices rarely bring peace. And now, peace has become more important to him than pride. Don't scroll away from this truth. You were never forgotten. You were unfinished. Listen to this moment closely. There were signs before this moment that you may have brushed aside. Random memories surfacing when you were finally feeling okay. His name appearing in places you didn't expect. Songs, numbers, phrases, even conversations that seemed to echo something unresolved. Those weren't coincidences. They were reminders. The universe uses repetition when it wants your attention without force. Your heart needs this reminder right now because intuition doesn't shout, it nudges. Listen to this carefully. The reason this connection still carries weight is not because you are stuck, but because it mattered. Real connections don't dissolve cleanly when words are left unspoken. They linger until truth is acknowledged. And that acknowledgement is what's approaching now. Don't scroll, because here's where clarity becomes essential. His attempt to contact you is not about pulling you back into confusion. It's about releasing something that has been locked inside him. He has been wrestling with regret, not necessarily regret for what he lost, but regret for who he was when he had the chance to show up differently. That realization is heavy. And heaviness eventually seeks release. Your heart needs this reminder right now because someone else's realization does not undo your healing. It confirms it. Listen to this moment. You may be feeling protective of your peace, and that is not a bad thing. It means you've learned. It means you no longer romanticize uncertainty. It means you are no longer willing to sacrifice stability for potential. Don't scroll away from this knowing. The universe is not asking you to drop your guard. It's asking you to replace fear with discernment. Discernment listens without rushing. Discernment observes without absorbing. Discernment allows truth to show itself fully before deciding what to do with it. Listen to this carefully. Angel numbers that may appear now are not urging action. They are anchoring you in balance. 222 when you feel emotionally steady instead of reactive. 444 when you instinctively choose safety over curiosity. 1111 when you feel aligned with yourself regardless of outcome. These signs are not pushing you toward him. They are centering you within yourself. Your heart needs this reminder right now because centered people don't get pulled into old cycles easily. Don't scroll, because this part matters deeply. The reason this message feels intense but soothing at the same time is because you are no longer operating from fear of loss. You are operating from awareness of value. There was a time when the idea of him giving up would have scared you. Now, it simply informs you. It tells you that the dynamic has shifted. That you are no longer the one waiting. That you are no longer emotionally suspended. Listen to this moment closely. If he does reach out, you will notice something different immediately. Not necessarily in his words, but in how you receive them. You won't feel your chest tighten the same way. You won't feel the need to prove, explain, or rescue. You will feel present. And presence is power. Your heart needs this reminder right now because power doesn't look loud. It looks calm. Don't scroll away from this truth. You are allowed to hear him without reopening the door. You are allowed to understand without agreeing to continue. You are allowed to acknowledge his feelings without making them your responsibility. That is emotional sovereignty. Listen to this carefully. The universe is not creating urgency to trap you. It is creating urgency to clear energy. Lingering energy keeps people tied to what no longer fits. Truth cuts cords cleanly or reconnects them honestly, but it never leaves them tangled. Don't scroll, because this is where the emotional cliffhanger holds you steady. Something wants to be said. Something wants to be acknowledged. But you do not need to chase it. You do not need to prepare for it. You simply need to stay connected to yourself. Stay aware of your breath. Stay aware of your body's response. Calm is your signal. Tightness is your warning. Listen to this moment. Your soulmate's fear of giving up is not your burden. It is the consequence of waiting too long to be brave. And that consequence does not require you to step backward. It requires you to stay exactly where you are. Your heart needs this reminder right now because you have already done the work. You have already moved through the grief, the questioning, the acceptance. This moment is not reopening the wound. It is showing you that the wound has healed enough to not bleed again. Don't scroll away from this knowing. The universe does not bring back old energy to punish you. It brings it back to show you how strong you've become. And strength does not mean you don't feel. It means you feel without losing yourself. Stay with this energy. Stay present. Stay grounded. Because whatever comes next will not define you. It will simply confirm who you already are. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because what the universe is revealing now is the moment where truth and timing finally face each other, and this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now even if you're trying to stay composed and logical. Listen to this carefully. After urgency builds and the desire to reach out becomes undeniable, there is a deeper realization that settles in quietly, and that realization is this. Contact isn't just about speaking, it's about being seen without hiding. Your soulmate is standing in that realization now. He's realizing that the silence he chose didn't protect him the way he thought it would. It didn't make things easier. It didn't make the feelings disappear. It only made them heavier, sharper, and harder to carry alone. Stay till the end, because this is where emotional truth stops circling and starts landing. You may have noticed your own energy changing recently. less reactive, less anxious, more grounded. You might still feel curiosity, but it doesn't control you. That's not distance. That's maturity. And maturity changes the meaning of everything. Listen to this moment closely. There was a time when you would have interpreted his hesitation as rejection. Now, you're beginning to see it as fear. Fear of vulnerability. Fear of accountability. Fear of not being enough once everything is spoken out loud. And here's what your heart needs this right now. Fear explains behavior, but it does not excuse absence. Understanding this is part of your awakening. Don't scroll away from this truth. The universe is not trying to romanticize his struggle. It's trying to contextualize it so you stop internalizing it. You didn't fail to be lovable. You encountered someone who wasn't ready to love out loud. Listen to this carefully. The reason the energy between you still feels active is not because you're stuck, but because something unfinished wants clarity. Unfinished energy doesn't always want reunion. Sometimes it wants resolution. Sometimes it wants honesty to finally be acknowledged so it can stop echoing through your thoughts and emotions. That's what's happening now. Don't scroll, because this is important. You are not being pulled back into the past. You are being shown how far you've come. There was a time when waiting felt like loyalty. When silence felt like hope. When patience felt like strength. But your heart needs this reminder right now. Growth teaches you that waiting without mutual effort is not love, it's self-abandonment. And you no longer abandon yourself. Listen to this moment. Your soulmate feels the urgency because he senses the window closing, not dramatically, not angrily, but naturally. You are moving forward. Your life is filling with clarity, self-respect, and peace. And peace doesn't leave room for unresolved confusion. Don't scroll away from this knowing. The universe often creates urgency in others when it senses you no longer need them the way you once did. That urgency is not power over you. It's proof of your growth. Listen to this carefully. Angel numbers that may appear during this phase are not calling you back. They are anchoring you where you are. 222 when you feel emotionally balanced even while processing. 444 when you instinctively protect your peace. 1111 when you feel aligned with your path regardless of who walks beside you. These signs are confirmations that you are supported no matter how this unfolds. Your heart needs this reminder right now because support does not mean direction. It means safety. Don't scroll, because here's the emotional truth that changes everything. If he does reach out, the conversation will not feel the way it would have in the past. You will not feel the same rush. You will not feel the same fear of saying the wrong thing. You will not feel the same need to secure an outcome. You will feel present. And presence is powerful. Presence allows you to hear what's being said and what's being avoided. Listen to this moment closely. You are no longer responsible for guiding someone else toward clarity. You are responsible for honoring your own. That's why the universe brought this message to you before any words are exchanged. So you remember who you are now. So you don't confuse urgency with destiny. So you don't mistake someone else's realization for an obligation on your part. Don't scroll away from this truth. You are allowed to listen without responding immediately. You are allowed to take space without guilt. You are allowed to choose peace even when someone else chooses urgency. That is emotional sovereignty. Listen to this carefully. The reason this phase feels intense but not overwhelming is because you are no longer emotionally porous. You feel, but you don't absorb. You care, but you don't carry. You understand, but you don't excuse. That balance is the result of everything you've walked through. Your heart needs this reminder right now because balance is the language of healed people. Don't scroll, because this is where destiny adjusts to you. The universe does not force outcomes when awareness is present. It allows truth to surface and lets aligned choices follow naturally. Whatever happens next will not destabilize you. It will clarify. And clarity always leads to freedom, whether that freedom comes through honest conversation, peaceful closure, or the quiet realization that you've already moved on internally. Listen to this moment. You are not being tested on how much you still care. You are being honored for how well you can care without losing yourself. That is the evolution. Don't scroll away from this knowing. The urgency you're sensing is not pulling you backward. It's highlighting how firmly you now stand. It's showing you that you are no longer afraid of silence or speech. You are anchored in truth. Stay till the end of this feeling. Stay connected to your breath. Stay aware of your body's response. Calm is alignment. Tightness is information. Trust what you feel. Because whatever comes next is not here to define you. It's here to confirm your growth and prepare you for what aligns with who you are now. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because what the universe is unfolding now is the deepest turning point of this entire story, and this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now, even if you feel like you've already understood enough. Listen to this carefully. After urgency rises, after awareness sharpens, after truth begins pressing against silence, there is always a sacred pause where the universe asks you to fully step into who you have become. This is that pause. You may feel unusually calm, almost detached, yet deeply aware. Not numb. Aware. Like you're standing on solid ground while something approaches you instead of pulling you toward it. That is not coincidence. That is growth made visible. Stay till the end, because this is where emotional maturity replaces emotional reaction. There was a time when the idea of him trying to contact you would have shaken your inner world. You would have questioned your worth, replayed the past, imagined outcomes, prepared your heart for disappointment before anything even happened. But notice how different it feels now. There is no rush inside you. No panic. No desperate curiosity. There is simply awareness. Your heart needs this reminder right now because awareness means you are no longer operating from wounds. You are operating from wisdom. Don't scroll away from this truth. The universe does not bring unresolved energy back to destabilize you. It brings it back to show you that it no longer has power over you. Listen to this moment closely. You are not waiting anymore. You are observing. And observation is a position of strength. The urgency your soulmate feels exists because he senses something shifting permanently. Not in him, but in you. He feels that the version of you who waited, hoped, and held space without reciprocity is no longer available. And when someone realizes they may lose access to a version of you that once carried them emotionally, urgency appears. Your heart needs this reminder right now because urgency in others often reflects growth in you. Don't scroll, because this is where the universe corrects a misunderstanding. His urgency does not mean he suddenly holds power. It means he has arrived late to awareness. And late awareness does not override early growth. You did the work quietly. You healed when no one applauded. You learned to sit with unanswered questions and still move forward. That kind of growth changes your frequency. Listen to this carefully. You may feel compassion for him now without longing. You may understand his fear without wanting to fix it. You may see his struggle without feeling responsible for it. That emotional distance is not coldness. It is clarity. Your heart needs this reminder right now because clarity is what allows love to be chosen freely, not emotionally forced. Don't scroll away from this knowing. The universe is not testing whether you will respond. It is observing how you hold yourself. Do you abandon your peace for urgency, or do you stay grounded and allow truth to reveal itself fully? That choice matters more than any conversation. Listen to this moment. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to breathe. You are allowed to let someone's truth arrive without immediately deciding what it means for your future. This is emotional sovereignty, and you have earned it. Don't scroll, because this is where spiritual awakening becomes practical. Awakening is not about constant emotion or dramatic realizations. It's about responding differently to situations that once controlled you. And right now, you are responding with steadiness instead of fear. With discernment instead of longing. With presence instead of panic. Your heart needs this reminder right now because this steadiness is the proof of your healing. Listen to this carefully. Angel numbers that may appear during this phase are not signals to act. They are signals to trust. 222 reminding you that balance lives inside you. 444 reminding you that your peace is protected. 1111 reminding you that alignment begins with self-honesty. These signs are not directing you toward him. They are anchoring you within yourself. Don't scroll away from this truth. The universe is not asking you to reopen doors. It is asking you to recognize which doors no longer have power over you. Listen to this moment closely. If he does reach out, you will hear something different in his words. Not just emotion, but vulnerability. Not just desire, but fear. And you will also hear whether that vulnerability comes with accountability or just release. You won't need to analyze it. Your body will respond instantly. Calm means alignment. Tightness means misalignment. That internal response is your guidance now. Your heart needs this reminder right now because intuition becomes clearer after healing, not quieter. Don't scroll, because this is where destiny adapts to your growth. The universe no longer orchestrates dramatic tests for you. It offers quiet choices. Choices that don't demand sacrifice, but self-respect. Choices that don't ask you to prove love, but to recognize it when it is mutual. Listen to this carefully. Whatever happens next will not pull you backward. It will confirm your forward movement. If the conversation happens, it will bring clarity, not confusion. If it doesn't, you are not left with questions. You already have answers. That's the power of integration. Don't scroll away from this knowing. You are no longer emotionally available to anything that requires you to shrink, wait indefinitely, or compromise your peace. You are available to truth, consistency, and presence. And that availability shifts what enters your life next. Listen to this moment. The universe is not closing your heart. It is refining it. Teaching it the difference between longing and alignment. Between urgency and consistency. Between emotional intensity and emotional safety. Your heart needs this reminder right now because safety is not boring. Safety is where real love grows. Don't scroll, because this is the emotional realization that settles everything. You do not need to rush this moment. You do not need to respond to urgency with urgency. You are allowed to let truth unfold at a pace that honors your nervous system. You are allowed to choose peace even if someone else is choosing desperation. And that choice does not make you unkind. It makes you whole. Listen to this carefully. The universe is not asking you to decide the future today. It is asking you to stay present, grounded, and honest with yourself. That is enough. Stay with this energy. Stay in your body. Stay connected to your intuition. Because whatever comes next will not define you. It will simply reflect who you already are now. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because what the universe is bringing forward now is the quiet truth most people never reach, and this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now, even if you feel calm, stable, and no longer emotionally reactive. Listen to this carefully. After urgency rises, after awareness sharpens, after clarity begins to replace confusion, there comes a moment where the universe no longer speaks through signs alone but through stillness. This is that moment. You may feel like nothing dramatic is happening, yet everything inside you feels settled, aligned, and strangely protected. That's not emptiness. That's completion forming. Stay till the end, because this is where emotional power becomes undeniable. There was a time when the thought of him giving up would have terrified you. You might have equated his silence with loss, abandonment, or failure on your part. But notice how different it feels now. The idea of him stepping back doesn't shake you. It informs you. That difference matters more than you realize. Your heart needs this reminder right now because neutrality is not indifference, it's emotional mastery. Don't scroll away from this truth. You are no longer attached to outcomes. You are attached to alignment. And alignment always brings peace, even when answers are delayed. Listen to this moment closely. The universe has been slowly detaching your nervous system from the old emotional charge tied to this connection. You no longer replay conversations the same way. You no longer wonder what you should have said or done differently. You no longer wait for validation to feel secure. That shift did not happen by accident. It happened because you chose healing even when it was uncomfortable. Your heart needs this reminder right now because healed people don't cling to urgency, they observe it. Don't scroll, because here's the deeper truth. His urge to contact you is not driven by power or control. It's driven by the realization that you are no longer emotionally accessible in the same way. He senses that something has closed quietly, not harshly, not angrily, but firmly. And when someone feels that energetic boundary, it forces reflection. Reflection is uncomfortable. It brings regret. It brings what-ifs. It brings awareness of missed moments. But awareness arriving late does not undo your progress. Listen to this carefully. You are not required to reopen anything just because someone else has finally arrived at truth. Your heart needs this reminder right now because timing matters, and so does reciprocity. Don't scroll away from this knowing. The universe does not reward people for late realizations by asking you to go backward. It honors your growth by giving you choice. Choice without pressure. Choice without guilt. Choice without fear. Listen to this moment. You may feel a sense of emotional distance now that surprises you. Not coldness, not resentment, just space. That space is sacred. It's where discernment lives. It's where you can hear truth without being consumed by it. Your heart needs this reminder right now because space allows wisdom to speak louder than emotion. Don't scroll, because this is where spiritual awakening becomes embodied. Awakening is not about seeing signs everywhere or feeling intense emotions constantly. It's about how you respond when something that once destabilized you no longer does. And right now, you are responding with steadiness. With grounded awareness. With calm presence. Listen to this carefully. Angel numbers that may appear now are not urging movement. They are reinforcing stability. 222 reminding you that balance has been restored within you. 444 reminding you that your peace is protected. 1111 reminding you that alignment does not require effort, only honesty. These signs are confirmations, not commands. Your heart needs this reminder right now because confirmation feels different than hope. Hope waits. Confirmation settles. Don't scroll away from this truth. The universe is not asking you to decide anything today. It is asking you to remain where you are energetically. Centered. Aware. Present. If communication happens, it will meet you at this level, not pull you down to the past. And if it doesn't happen, you are not left incomplete. You already integrated the lesson. Listen to this moment closely. You may notice that you no longer imagine a dramatic reunion or emotional release. Instead, you imagine calm conversation, or even quiet understanding without words. That's not lack of feeling. That's emotional maturity. Your heart needs this reminder right now because maturity doesn't crave intensity, it values consistency and safety. Don't scroll, because this is the moment where destiny recalibrates. The universe adjusts what comes next based on who you are now, not who you used to be. And who you are now does not chase clarity. You attract it naturally. Listen to this carefully. Whatever he chooses to do from here is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of his readiness. And readiness is something no one can force. You learned that the hard way, and that lesson changed you. Your heart needs this reminder right now because you are no longer tempted to teach, wait, or prove. You are only willing to meet someone where effort and presence already exist. Don't scroll away from this knowing. You are not closing your heart. You are protecting it with wisdom. You are not avoiding connection. You are honoring alignment. You are not afraid of truth. You are anchored in it. Listen to this moment. The universe is not preparing you for disappointment. It is preparing you for peace that doesn't depend on anyone else's actions. And that peace is magnetic. It draws in connections that don't arrive urgently out of fear, but steadily out of intention. Your heart needs this reminder right now because what's meant for you will not require you to compromise your stability. Don't scroll, because this is the emotional conclusion forming beneath the surface. Whether this story ends in conversation, closure, or quiet distance, it ends with you standing whole. Not questioning yourself. Not doubting your worth. Not replaying the past. Standing grounded, aware, and open only to what aligns. Listen to this carefully. You are no longer afraid of someone giving up. You are aligned with what stays. And that shift is everything. Stay with this energy. Stay connected to your intuition. Stay grounded in your body. Because whatever comes next will not shake you. It will meet you where you are, with clarity, respect, and peace. Waiting has ended inside you. That alone is freedom. Don't scroll, because this is where emotional release happens quietly, not dramatically. You may feel compassion without attachment. Gratitude without longing. Acceptance without regret. That emotional neutrality is not emptiness. It is integration. Your heart needs this reminder right now because integration means the lesson has been learned fully. Listen to this carefully. The universe does not leave lessons half complete. It closes them when you are strong enough to move forward without carrying emotional residue. And you are there now. That's why this phase feels peaceful, not intense. You are no longer asking, "Why did this happen?" You are understanding, "What this taught me." And what it taught you was self-respect, boundaries, intuition, and the ability to choose yourself without guilt. Don't scroll away from this knowing. The urgency that once existed has dissolved because urgency was born from fear. Fear of loss. Fear of abandonment. Fear of not being chosen. Those fears no longer live in you. And when fear leaves, urgency follows. Listen to this moment. If your soulmate was meant to stay, he will meet you at this level of awareness, not pull you back into old emotional patterns. And if he was meant to leave, he has already served his purpose by helping you grow into someone who no longer begs for clarity. Either outcome does not harm you. That's the power you now hold. Your heart needs this reminder right now because peace is not passive. Peace is earned. Don't scroll, because this is where spiritual awakening becomes embodied truth. Awakening is not about constant signs or emotional highs. It's about how calm you remain when something that once shook you no longer does. And right now, you are calm. Present. Grounded. Listen to this carefully. Angel numbers that may still appear are no longer trying to guide you towards someone else. They are confirming that you are aligned with yourself. 222 when you feel balanced and whole. For 44 when you feel protected in your decisions. 11:11 when you recognize that your future is opening without effort. These are not promises tied to a person. They are confirmations tied to your path. Your heart needs this reminder right now because your path no longer requires emotional sacrifice. Don't scroll away from this truth. You are no longer emotionally available to confusion, inconsistency, or half-effort. You are available to presence, clarity, and emotional safety. And that availability reshapes what enters your life next. Listen to this moment closely. The universe is not closing your heart. It is refining it. Teaching it the difference between intensity and stability. Between longing and alignment. Between chemistry and consistency. You no longer confuse emotional spikes with love. You recognize love by how safe it feels in your body. Your heart needs this reminder right now because safety is the foundation of real connection. Don't scroll, because this is where destiny shifts quietly. What comes next will not announce itself with urgency or fear. It will arrive with calm certainty. With mutual effort. With clear communication. With emotional presence. You will not need to decode it. You will feel it. Listen to this carefully. You are not being left behind. You are being repositioned. Moved away from lessons and toward alignment. And alignment does not rush. It meets you where you stand. Don't scroll away from this knowing. The universe trusts you now. Trusts your discernment. Trusts your boundaries. Trusts your ability to walk away from what no longer fits without resentment or regret. That trust is why this chapter can close gently instead of painfully. Listen to this moment. You may feel a subtle sense of gratitude for everything that didn't work out. Not because it didn't hurt, but because it led you here. To self-awareness. To emotional independence. To peace. Your heart needs this reminder right now because gratitude signals completion. Don't scroll, because this is the final emotional realization. You are not waiting for anyone to choose you anymore. You are choosing alignment. You are choosing peace. You are choosing truth. And those choices attract a love that does not hesitate, does not disappear, does not create urgency out of fear. It stays. It shows up. It meets you consistently. Listen to this carefully. Whatever comes next in your life will not require you to abandon yourself to be loved. It will honor who you are now. Stay with this energy. Stay grounded in your body. Stay connected to your intuition. Because this ending is not a loss. It is a completion. And completions make space for beginnings that feel safe, steady, and real.